It is time to check in with Hamilton Mayor Fred Eisenberger to see how the city is doing via Skype. Good morning. Good to see you.
Good morning, Bob.
Halloween's sneaking up fast. We now have the guidelines in place from the province for best practices. And of course, with modified stage 2 areas, trick-or-treating is a no-go. What's your preference, actually?
I like where we are in Hamilton. We're able to continue on with many of the services that we're providing, including, Halloween, not a service, but certainly an opportunity for people to celebrate that traditional gals and goblins, evening with their kids. So we're still recommending that people stay as close to home as possible. But, if you can do virtual celebrations, a virtual party with your kids or with others, what we don't want you to do is have that adult Halloween party all dressed up and cramming into one house or one location. That would be the wrong thing to do. But right now the restrictions are limited in Hamilton, and there are some recommendations on our website and how you can do Halloween a bit more safely. You can go to the hamilton.ca coronavirus/celebrating during COVID-19 site, and you'll get a lot of detail there about what the safe way to do that is.
Okay. How's Hamilton doing with the COVID numbers? Is there any concern about, is Hamilton safe from being moved to a modified stage 2?
Well, we're good for now. You know what? That doesn't mean it isn't possible. We need to continue to keep the case count low and prevent overtopping our healthcare system. So that's the mission. Obviously, protecting public health is clearly the objective here, and people need to continue to follow the rules around masking and physical distancing and staying home as much as possible. Stay home if you're sick. Don't go to work and potentially spread things to other folks. So just be mindful of the regulations that are out there right now. Restaurants in the city are doing particularly well. We've had most of the cases spin off of the SpinCo.
Right.
And generally speaking, the city of Hamilton is doing great. So we just ask people to continue on with maintaining your distance and masking and all the things that you've been doing so far.
Okay. Outside of pandemic news, this is interesting. Metrolinx considering a bus rapid transit corridor between Toronto and Waterdown. What can you tell us? Where is that at?
Well, that's not a new issue. That was part of the original big move. Actually, I was on the Metrolinx board at the time that we introduced that big move, as well as other LRT and transportation projects throughout Ontario.
Right. So there's a new report.
Oh, well, sorry.
There's a new report on this coming.
Yeah, and there's a new report that suggests that they're advancing this. I guess sooner rather than later. So the plan is for 2041 to have something in place for a rapid transit line along the Dundas Street corridor, which is a high density area for sure. So it's certainly part of the overall Metrolinx plan. It has been for quite some time, and I think they're just announcing that they're getting on with it, which is just great.
Okay, because it's interesting, over the next 20 years, you say 2041, in that time span, what is it, like 6% of the GTHA workforce will be along that corridor?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's a high-density corridor for sure, and certainly trying to connect all of our communities together is Metrolinx's main objective. But that doesn't discount the need for LRT in Hamilton, and that's still very much on the radar, and we're certainly seeing that as our best shovel-ready project that, in my view, should have happened already, but is still very much on the books, and we're working with the province of Ontario and potentially the federal government and the private sector to continue to put that into place. I think it has nothing but great promise for local transit that would then interconnect with the Waterdown Dundas line that gives people a lot more mobility going forward.
Okay, and related to that, the replacement of lead pipes, there's a proposal to shorten that. Can you break that down for us? And of course, there's a big spread in the costing of this.
Yeah, I mean, we could accelerate everything. It's just a matter of money. So I think this has high importance attached to it, and if we can find ways to accelerate the lead line replacement, that would be helpful. It also means, though, that a lot of homeowners have to look at what's inside the house as opposed to what's outside the house. So there's a lot of lead solder, potentially lead pipes still inherent in a lot of the older homes, and so that's something that homeowners need to consider and look at as well. Having said that, there was a a product introduced into the system that would help encase all of the water lines to prevent any kind of leaching and seepage that I think would make a significant difference in whether or not lead would be able to discharge into the water. So we've taken many steps, but we'll have a hard look at how we can advance the lead pipe replacement even more.
Okay.
And consider that going forward as an opportunity to maybe look for ways of doing that without dipping into the general levy.
Okay, great to check in with you, and we will do it again next week. Hamilton Mayor
You bet.
Fred Eisenberger.